must have heard of Aristotle, right? The famous philosopher and thinker once said, "A civilized society is one where good people become good citizens." In a civilized society, each generation expects the next to be better in all aspects. For this, the role of schools is paramount. Education is very necessary for all to go ahead in the life and get successful. It develops confidence and helps building personality of a person. School education plays a great role in everyone's life, which is why it is very important to be in the right school. Students are the future leaders of any country, so they must be cared and groomed to be good citizens, firstly by parents, teachers, coaches, and a large section of the society. Education, according to Indian tradition, is not merely a means of earning a living, nor it is only a nursery of thought or a school for citizenship. It is initiation into the life of spirit and training of human souls in the pursuit of truth and the practice of virtue. Education is the process whereby a human being gradually adapts himself in various ways to his physical, social, and spiritual environments. It is the development of those capabilities in the individual which will enable him to control his environment and fulfill his possibilities. It has got two aspects, psychological and sociological. The development of a child does not take place in vacuum. It takes place in and through the society in which the teacher and the child both live. Thus, it is the society which will determine the aims. So the society needs to think rightly and correctly. Education without aim is like a boat without its rudder. Aim gives direction to activity. Education should aim at increasing national productivity, achieving social and national integration, accelerating the process of modernization, cultivating social, moral, and spiritual values. Discipline is one's ability to adjust oneself to the given situation, which is on a daily basis. It starts with the understanding that time that we have at our disposal is short and we cannot waste it. To succeed in life and achieve results, you must understand and master three mighty forces: desire, belief, and expectation. To secure India's future in the next 70 years or 100 years, we need to democratize education. Students need to be empowered by catering to their multiple intelligences and by designing a pedagogic system based on understanding and application. By 1994, the first online high school had been founded. Graziade described criteria for evaluating products and developing technology-based courses that include being portable, replicable, scalable, affordable, and having a high probability of long-term cost effectiveness. E-books hold an unimaginable potential for innovating education. Epistemic games put students in roles like city planner, journalists, engineers, doctors, and ask them to solve real-world problems. Students growing up in this digital age have extensive exposure to a variety of media. Major high-tech companies such as Google, Verizon, Microsoft have funded schools to provide them the ability to teach their students through technology in the hope that this would lead to improved student performance. Studies completed in computer-intensive settings found increases in student-centric, cooperative, and higher-order learning, writing skills, problem-solving, and using technology. Students can play an important role in improving and strengthening the society. The simple fact is that united we stand and divided we fall. There is a good example to this. All of you must have heard of the Chennai floods. And it was the students of Chennai who played a major role in saving so many lives and also taking care of them, providing food, shelter for so many citizens who were homeless, shelterless during those 1 week. That is the power of students, to raise when there is crisis. These days, however, technology has advanced to a point where it's almost impossible for a child to live without it. The problem is when technology becomes more of a burden than an aid. It is not inherently distracting, but the way the teenagers use technology can cause major problems in school, home life, and self-image. A cell phone is essential for communicating between the family and the child, which is why it is provided to the students. But then, the way the students use it for wrong purposes, they'll end up being distracted and getting into troubles. Which is why you need to know what is good for you and what is not. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a man who dreamed and whose passion in life was to inspire others to dream. He said, "Dream is not that which you see while sleeping. It is something that does not let you sleep." When you avoid failure, you avoid success. That means you're even scared. You don't have the courage to take risk. Don't be afraid to fail and surround yourself with people who will support your setbacks. Know that failure is a part of your process. Education has but one main purpose: to prepare students for the real world. To do that, we need to get real in education. It's imperative that we provide ongoing, authentic learning opportunities to our students, said Steve Revington. I'm sure all your teachers must have known about Steve Revington. Another important use of time to promote greater understanding of key concepts is to have students explain in their own words to others or to themselves called self-explanation. What they are learning, substantial research has shown that not only does this type of explaining help students identify their incorrect assumptions, but it also helps them to generalize concepts for future applications. Less time in school, good, isn't it? More time in field. The school of the future will conduct most of its teaching outside the classroom through devices or through hands-on experience. Students will be out there in the world much more to do their learning. I've seen this campus, excellent campus for students, where moving from one class to the other, they are part of the nature, which helps them to unwind and excite themselves, motivate themselves. And I'm sure the mind will be much more free from stress, looking at all the greenery around, very much like the school that I'm talking about. Young India is moving away from risk-averse mindset of getting a government job to a more entrepreneurial and dynamic perspective. Young people today want to play big and pursue a dream, even if it means walking an unconventional path. Studying is the main occupation of students, but being youthful and energetic, they can engage themselves in various forms of social work in their spare time and in moments of crisis, which lets them see what the world is, how people live, what are the problems. They tend to understand how fortunate they are and also realize the real purpose of life. Every school should note the names of students who receive the National Bravery Awards, instill in them sense of responsibility towards society. Just to name a couple of them, Tushar Verma from Chhattisgarh, he was given the award for dousing the flames in the neighbor's house where two elderly couple were living. He was just a child. He could have just kept quiet, and how many children would dare to do that? But his love for those elderly couple made him dare to act. How many of us notice what's happening around us? We see such evilness, such offensive things happening all around us, and many of us are not even bothered. But these two girls, when they noticed it, they brought it to the notice of the police. They pursued it, and that's how so many girl children were saved. The recipients of the prestigious Geeta Chopra Award, they showed immense courage in getting the accused nabbed. We should encourage our children to be bold, to be truthful, to speak up, and not be like cowards. It's important to teach them the right things in life. Thank you so much for this great opportunity, and a great day to all of you.